Good morning. I'm Dr. Ron Godbolt, Senior Pastor of One Church Covenant Fellowship, 918 Person Street, here in the city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Would you do me a favor before we get started? Hit that like and share button so that others will know that we're here and to share the Word of God with them. And do me one other favor. Go to our website, One Church, that's the number one, churchcf.com. So you find out what's happening at the church, and you're certainly invited to come be a part of what's going on at our church. Let me jump right into the Word of God with you for just a moment. John the 11th chapter, verse 20 says, Then Martha, as soon as she heard that Jesus was coming, went and met him, but Mary sat still in the house. My question to you, have you sat still in the house? Have you sat still? And when you look at this lesson, and I've talked about this some time ago, but I think it's worth repeating, because Mary was disappointed that Jesus did not come when they needed him immediately. She felt like it was a waste of time. So when Jesus did show up, she sat still in the house. She didn't move. And this is the same Mary when he was visiting them earlier, was sitting at Jesus' feet and just ministering to him. And Martha was in the kitchen cooking and asking Mary, telling Jesus, get on Mary, make her come in and help me do some cooking. And Jesus said to Martha, Martha, you caring about the things not important. This is important what Mary is doing. But once Lazarus died, their brother died, and they sent for Jesus, and he waited till after 3 days to appear. They believed if you showed up within 3 days that a person could rise from the dead. So Jesus on purposely waited till after 3 days, and then he took the journey toward their town to see about Lazarus. And when they got there, of course, they doubted that he could raise him from the dead. But Martha went to meet him at the door. Mary sat still in the house. And I don't know about you, but I've been in that same position where I sat still when I still moved forward in faith. I never forget in 1980 when my father died, our father died. My brother and sister still around along with me. And we prayed that God would raise him up off his sick bed. And he never did come off his sick bed. He died as a result of this aneurysm. And I can remember in 1980, I started preaching May of 1980, and he died around July, August of 80. And I can remember continuing to preach, but sitting still about healing. I didn't say a whole lot about healing. I don't even remember praying for people for healing because I was sitting still in the house. I was still in that God did not come through for my daddy. So why should I believe that he gonna come through for someone else? But then I realized because he didn't raise my daddy, don't mean he can't raise someone else. And I got to keep trusting God. I got to keep moving on faith. Bishop Godbolt talks about it. Get stuck. You get stuck in a unbelief. You get stuck in a place. So this is the same as sitting still in the house. So don't sit still. I know you might have not got everything you thought you was going to get. Things didn't work out the way you thought it was going to work out. But you got to trust God. You got to keep moving forward. You can't get an attitude and sit still. You got to keep moving forward, doing what God called you to do, and recognizing that he makes the final decision on everything. And all things work together for the good. And if you do that, you can't help but make it. So remember, do what you can, do what's possible, and watch God do the impossible.